What's going on YouTube? This is Fish Freak Phil, bringing you an update on the Cobalt Aquatics C-Vue 40. Now I gave you guys that little teaser video, and right after that I made some changes to the tank. As you can see, I have 3 air primes over top of this tank. It is the size of a 40-gallon breeder, minus the sump in the back. I removed the big hammer that was there. That thing was massive. It was really eating up this coral here. Before deciding to go to predominantly SPS, which I'm running now, I was gonna put another frag of it back in there. That's actually one of my first corals, and I kind of felt, had some emotional attachments to it. I do have it still in my frag tank in many pieces. But it's still alive. I'm gonna hold on to a piece of that one. That's got a little bit of sentimental value with me. But as you can see, got some nice new frags in there, SPS. I apologize, I do not have all the names of these. I will try to do my best to name them off. Before my pumps turn back on, let me go ahead and give you the overlook. And you can see right there, right above the Monty cap, where the algae is kind of coming back. And that's due to me feeding twice a day heavily, being home due to COVID like most everybody else. That coral right there is WWC birthday candles. Now hopefully it grows out and colors up. It should be purple. Purple polyps and blue tips in my bubblegum digi. That one I believe is a green goblin. These two is my purple Acropora. This one I never knew the name of it, but this looks really good under highlighting. Really bright tips, and it'll change different colors depending on the height of it, but it'll get a lot lighter the higher it gets the higher it gets in the water column. That is my red millie, and that I believe is a blue Ancanada. My Garth Bonsai, my red planet. Down here I have a green chili millipora. I don't have the name of this one, I apologize. And my zoanthids, dragon eyes, these are strawberries, a red setosa, and I don't have the names of these acans, or I forgot what the proper name of them now. Obviously my red Montipora cap. Oh geez, these orange clementines, I believe, I forgot what they were. These are once again my oh geez, I'm forgetting the name of them. Blue hornets, and these are my Fruit Loops. Yeah, this is my Recordia. I'm actually going to be taking that out of the tank. I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing on this side down here. I might move the Setosa over there, but we'll see. But yeah, this tank I'm very excited about this tank. I hadn't done a water change on this tank in months. I'm actually gonna do one tomorrow, do about 5 gallons. I'm also dosing 2-part, as well as Brightwell Aquatics amino acids, as well as aqua vitro fuel. I dose about 1 milliliter per day. And when I dose the fuel and the amino acids, I actually have my protein skimmer turn off. Still running my Refugium. Let me show you what I got going on underneath here. Underneath the stand, let me just turn this light on so you guys can see. I am using a Jabo auto doser, and you can see my alkalinity, calcium, amino, fuel, and my fancy dosing bottles. Great thing I'm also using that actually has made my life wonderfully easy is I'm using a smart plug, basically smart plugs. It's a power strip of it. Using it, got it off Amazon, 21 bucks. It's made my life absolutely, it's a game changer. It allows me to run my, each plug on individual schedules, turn it on and off. It's, connects to the Wi-Fi. I have them on all my tanks right now. I plan on getting more of them. I really wish I would have known. I could have found them, started using them earlier. But everything is looking great. The fish are doing great. I'm not adding any more. My Malinaris wrasse has gone to bed, but everybody's still looking great. You saw my, where is he? My Tamini wrasse. He's in there, still looking tiny, but my clown has gotten bigger. Look at him, Henry. About 4 years old now. Little bastard bit me the other day. Still aggressive as hell. Probably Henrietta at this point. But yeah, like the Tamini wrasse, nice and tiny still. Look at it. Great job. He is a beauty. My Royal Grandma, and you saw Whitney, my coral beauty angel. Never had issues with it pecking at my coral, which I'm, knock on wood, lucky, I suppose. But yeah, so that's the stock I have in here. I'll keep it in here. I have my assorted snails, crabs. They're starting to come out now because the Malinaris wrasse is sleeping. They come out at night. They know better. As a matter of fact, lately I just actually had to flip the snail right side up because about an hour ago the Malinaris wrasse had it flipped over and was pecking at him. But yeah, everything looks pretty good. I'm really happy with things. We'll see how things go. I did change the pumps in here. I was using the Current USA. They had the smaller pumps on them, but I changed them out because they're only pushing about six. They're about the same size as these pumps. These are the Jabo OW10s, and they do up to 1,020, about a little over 1,000 gallons per hour. The Currents are only doing 660, and you couldn't really even feel them. So I had to swap them out. Definitely not appropriate for the size, length of a tank. Maybe in a smaller cube they'd be great, but they were really undersized for this tank. I was hoping to get 3, but when I bought them, I didn't realize that you can only really control 2 pumps. The third pump on that controller is just basically a constant flow. Not really what I wanted. But with these 2 pumps really pushing out that much water, I don't need more than, I won't need a third pump. So yeah, everything is doing really well. As you can see, getting a lot of coralline algae on them. Had some issues with vermidid snails. Yeah, damn vermidid snails. But I've been, I need to really get in there and go after them. I'm happy they have not actually got into the back of the sump. They are, however, back in here in the filter sock. But in the rest of the sump, they haven't infiltrated, which I'm happy. So I'm going to, when I do my water change, actually snap a whole bunch off. I do have some bumblebee snails on there. I've heard yay, nay about those. But there's nothing, unfortunately, there's gotta be, I mean, if someone can please find something to eat the damn vermidid snails, like, it's a pain in the butt to actually have to, my pump just kicked on. It's a pain in the butt to have to go in and snap them off because you can find them underneath the rocks in the smallest little crevices. They're not just, unfortunately, they don't need light. So they can be under rocks and the most inconvenient places for you to try to go in and get them. And there's nothing that really goes after them. I heard bumblebee snails do. Then I heard they don't. I do actually have some in here. I'm gonna throw some more in there anyway, and hope for the best. But I'm gonna start getting tweezers in there and kind of going after them. I've been actually keeping my hands out of the tank as much as possible for all my tanks. So unfortunately, I gotta really get in there. It's kind of, but we'll see. My protein skimmer is still running. Not right now, I have it off, but I found a way to actually quiet it down a little bit. Because I have 2 tanks in my living room, it can get quite loud with 2 protein skimmers going. Now, this is the Innovative Marine silencer that is no longer running. So I took this, and it actually fits right over the nozzle of this tank. And I really wish I found this earlier, because it would have been a lot better. But it works perfectly. It fits right over the top of this, and it silences it really well. I may actually eventually take a longer tube and run that down and drop it down underneath in the stand there, just to really get it a little bit really more quieter. As you can see, is my dosing lines. I have them also labeled there. Let me turn my returns on. Just get things going. There we go. I'm sorry about that. I hit the button when I was bending down there to turn the returns back on, but I got the flow going. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I'm gonna do a water change and get back on my schedule for doing that once a week. And I got a calendar and marking down every time I do water changes, anytime I do anytime I do any testing, I put on a date, put it right on the calendar. It makes for easy. I think I heard that on a BRS video that someone had mentioned that, like one of the listeners had mentioned using a calendar. And I was like, something that's a great idea. I used to use it. I used to use an Excel sheet for all that on my computer, but like it's easier if I put on a calendar and I put it right with the tanks. So all my tanks have a calendar, and I just go ahead and whatever I test or dose that day manually, it gets written on there. Water change, the same thing. So it's a great visual way to see when I tested, what the results were, what I added, etc. So that's been really good. I'm really excited for this. We'll see. I'm excited and nervous at the same time because we'll see. Because I have I really hope these really take off. That's a floating little floating frag mount that I got from BRS. It only has the 2 holes. I know they have others with more, but I figured the size is perfect for what I needed. So we'll see what happens. I might add one more, maybe one or 2 more pieces, probably on the far back side of this rock, because it's it's wide enough where I can kind of get away with it. But it had to be something that really requires a whole lot of flow, because it's going to be in direct line with this pump. But I do have it angled up. But yeah, you see, I keep everything off my back wall there. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. We'll see what happens, right? Anyway, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave comments, leave questions. I get back to everybody. Even on the older videos, I've still, this is my journey, but if you have questions for me or if you have comments for me, please leave them. Let's talk about things, and hopefully you can help me out, I can help you out, and we can all learn something. Anyway, look at that. Wow, I find myself just staring at this tank so much now. They're quite happy. Before I go, I gotta say, I was running my tanks with so little flow, and I've increased the flow on them, and I've noticed a difference in the corals. Like they just seem to be extending more. They seem happier. Yeah, so there's something to be said for it. That's for sure. I've noticed it for myself. I know that's anecdotal, but try it out if you haven't already. Anyway, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, leave comments, stay tuned. I have to do some more videos. I got to show you guys my frag tank that I got downstairs. I got the 50-gallon low boy. I have the innovative Marine 40 I got to show you. I actually even brought out the Evo 13.5 because I had to move some corals into there before I put it into my frag tank, because of pests that I had in the 20-gallon long frag tank before. I want to make sure I take care of those before I move them into the larger 50-gallon low boy, so I don't have to keep dealing with it over and over again. Anyway, stay tuned. Got a lot of content coming. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Do your research, try things out, and see what happens. I hope you are all being safe. I hope you're healthy, and hope to hear from you guys. All right, later.